This weather is so annoying. Another evening here and more rain. It's been like this for, gosh, the greater part of the last week, and more of it's coming up throughout this week. So I'm going to try something a little different here. Well, this is something a little different. I'm sitting away from the camera. I'm not holding the camera. And we're in the garage here because, like I said, the weather has not been cooperating. So we're going to try something a little different and talk about the fleet of cars and kind of where they all stand. I did have to write them all down and literally started spacing them. And then as I was going, I was like, I can't do that. I want to run out of the page. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to go from chronological order of oldest to newest of what I currently have, what I want to do with them, and some of them are getting sold because we got too much stuff here. Don't have enough room, don't have enough time, money, you know, all that stuff. So let's start all the way into the 70s. My first vehicle, not first in ownership or anything, but my oldest vehicle, 1976 Chevy Corvette Stingray. I bought that last summer and really have not done much with it. I think I did one video, kind of an intro video, trying to get it running, and I did. I don't think a lot of Corvette people like this, but to say this, but it's kind of like one of the least desirable Corvettes you can have. Mid-70s Stingrays are gutless, and they look cool. And 76, or is it 77? I think 77, was the last year for the kind of the slant window, whatever you call it in the back, before they went to more of that bubble window. So it really is a cool car, but it just don't run very good options at 76. So anyway, got that from a buddy. It's got a very fresh, as in less than 100 miles, less than 50 miles, 383 stroker in it, based off the original L48. I'm trying to remember. This is all off memory here. All I got is the car here. But it's got 383 stroker based on the original engine. The car probably has less than 100,000 miles on it total. But it is supercharged and it just doesn't run that good. My goals, not quite sure. And to be honest, I don't even know long term if it's something I would keep that long. But I want to do something with it, and that is take the supercharger off. Probably just get a regular, like Edelbrock Performer RPM air gap intake with the carb that's on there. It's got a very good carb. Holly, I can't think of the exact specs on it, but it's like an 850, which is probably too big for Elevation and the 383, but it is a pretty serious carb. I think it was over $1,000. I know that. I looked it up. But anyway, so my goals with that car are kind of going to 70s era Trans Am style racing. I know the Corvette really wasn't in Trans Am. That was more Camaro. But I really love to see like a front splitter, a small rear wing, both in black, because the car itself is kind of a poorly painted maroon red. Maybe a flat black hood, maybe a number on the side. I don't know, but that's kind of the goal. It's kind of go with a retro racing vibe on that car. Still street legal, not a full-on race car by any means, but more of a track car for road racing. Side pipes for sure. So keep the 383. Maybe someday that 383 would go into something else because I think it's a pretty solid build. It's all forged internals. It is a 2-bolt main, which kind of sucks, but you can convert those to 4 bolts, so maybe that would be beneficial. But anyway, so 76 Corvette. I've only shot one video on it so far. It's kind of getting it running. Have not done anything with it since. Definitely have a little bit more come up here pretty soon, just because, yeah, I need to get it running more. Sitting around is kind of pointless. So that'll be around for a little bit longer. Next car on the list, 1985 Chevy Camaro Z28 IROC Z. Now that one has been around almost since the beginning. That was technically my second car I ever owned. I've had that thing for over 25 years, right around 25, just over, I guess. That's gone through various mods over the years, and that poor thing has had nothing done to it since like 23, 22. It still has brake issues, so it's off the camera over here on the side, so looking at it right now, kind of sad. But that car needs the brakes fixed and it just needs to be driven. I don't know what the ultimate goal in that car is. Still is the stock 305, automatic, 10 bolt, bit of a weak drivetrain. I had thoughts of a drag racing build, a road racing build, just street fun. None of it's ever stock because I don't really like stock vehicles. But realistically, the two things that still come to mind would be more almost just like a street strip cruiser. So sort of drag racing, but very much still a street car, or a street track cruiser. And when I say track, I'm kind of looking for more like road racing. Does it have skinny front tires? It have big front tires. So anyway, I don't know. We'll see more on that. It's currently got a pretty good 255, what is that, a 5016 Toyo like 100 treadwear like road race tire on it. So that's kind of where it was going. I think that's still where I'm probably going, but who knows? But anyway, a lot to do on that car. I'll have that one forever. I've owned it for a long time. So 85 Chevy Camaro IROC Z28 IROC Z. Yeah, a lot to do on that. A little restoration things I still should do. It did get painted years ago when I first got it. So I bought it 2000. What would that be? 85, 2000, 15 years old. It got repainted at that point. And now it's 25 years in that paint. Still looks good. So anyway, that'll be around for a while. Next one is a new purchase just this year. 1985 as well. We like the 80s. Ford F-150. Finally something not Chevy. This one kind of got it on a whim from a coworker who was selling it. Incredibly good shape. I did one video so far. Yeah, I think one video so far on that. Does have a little bit of rust on the rear wheel wells, and I don't really want to invest big money into that because I don't know how long I'll keep it. It may sell that eventually, so probably have a video coming up soon. In fact, I was hoping to shoot something on that, but the weather just didn't cooperate. So, try to get rid of some of the old man stuff on it, but still keep the character. And what else? Probably like a set of 31-inch tires. It does not have... it's just a 3-speed auto. It does not have overdrive, so a slightly taller tire would help driving around like highway speeds, but not too much for a while at least. Needs a headliner, or at least removing the headliner that's bad in it. That bug deflector's got to go. That thing is so ugly. And they're a pretty good looking truck out otherwise, and this one's in very good shape. Need to do something with the rust. I think realistically cut out the rust that's there and either like patch panel to some extent, or maybe I did see you can get some decent looking fender flares that would totally cover it. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not going to put a ton of money into it, but do a few things and I don't know, maybe eventually sell it. But I think I will put a hitch on it and possibly see if I use it this winter for maybe for some snowmobile towing or something like that, because it doesn't have a hitch. But anyway, more to come on the F-150, but that one could get sold one day. Next one on the list here, 95 Chevy S10. There's another one that I've had for a long time. Got that in 2002. I was only 7 years old when I got it. That thing's a little rough, but I've owned it for so long. It's got 200,000 miles on it. I'll never sell that thing. It's not worth anything. I started, I've had multiple versions of a, wide body kind of thing that I was calling it. Basically, ZR2 style fender flares on that. Truck's lowered. It has the 4.3 V6 manual 5-speed dual drive. Got the sporty kind of sport truck look going with it. I'm going to finish up that lower, or that wide body that I was working on. And then beyond that, I really don't know. I can't think of it to sell that truck. I've had it for so long. But also, I don't know. What am I really doing with it? But anyway, probably will be a wide body finishing video coming up. I did buy some of the Vice Grip garage, like paint protected wipe on stuff. See how that looks on that, because the paint's pretty bad in that. I don't want to put money into it, so probably try that. But otherwise, 95S10, it'll be around. It'll always be something going on with that. Next, and the final vehicle of the pre-2K, that would be my 99 GMC Suburban. It's a 2500. It's got the big block. I've had that for a long time as well. That is currently, I would call a project, because the engine's a little hurt. I could maybe sell that at some point, but I don't know. I mean, those are pretty valuable nowadays. They haven't made a 2500 Suburban forever. And 99 was, I believe, one of the last years. I think one of the last years for the, I don't know what they call it, OBS style, GNP 400, whatever you want to call it, style body on those. So I love the look of those, especially GMC, very clean grill and everything. So eventually we're going to look into the engine, see what's up with that, and probably get that fixed. I don't think that will be a 25 thing. That may be a 26 thing. But it'll be around for a bit longer at least. Next on the list, I literally have just been driving this one, 2000 Jeep Wrangler. I bought that probably coming up around 2 years ago now. Did a couple of videos. It's high miles. It's got some damage on the driver's side, and I've really done nothing to it so far. I have fender flares to replace the ones that are damaged. I got new mirrors to replace those are damaged. I gotta get on there. I'm gonna try to do like a redneck, what do you want to call it? Body work, I guess. Try to pull out some of the damage to the driver's side. It's behind the front door and also the front quarter. Front quarter, not a quarter, but corner really, way at the front. That'll be easy. That'll pop right out. The front fender flare go on. It'll look pretty good. The one behind the door is a little more serious. I'm never going to get that out fully. Not too worried. I'd just like to get some of it out. But I just took that out this weekend. Went up in the hills a little bit. Didn't shoot any video though, but discovered something that I can't believe I had. The airbox was completely full of insulation, twigs, dirt, junk, whatever. Got this after I bought this thing 2 years ago from a buddy who had it in his in-laws' place down south, southern Colorado. And it sat in a garage for years. So this thing was like garage kept for a while. Didn't really get used. I think during that time, mice were going into the airbox and building a nest. Well, they built a heck of a nest. So literally the last 2 years, I haven't driven it that much. But all the driving I've done, it's been like the poor engine's like sucking through a straw. So I can't believe I never looked at it originally. But anyway, cleaned it all out, and I did drive this weekend, and shockingly, it works so much better. Okay, it's not dramatic, but it was an improvement. So I can't believe I did that for so long. But anyway, I don't know, some stuff coming up on that. The Wrangler will be around for a while, just because where I live in the mountains of Colorado, I mean, there's so many places you can use that. I'm not a big wheeler off-road guy, so you probably won't see any crazy rock crawling, but there's so many mountain passes and just dirt roads and trails that are pretty mellow that you can take that easy, like stuff I was riding this weekend. So that'll be around for a while. So that's the 2000 Jeep Wrangler. That's my first vehicle in the 2000s. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, vehicle 6. 2001 Buick Regal Grand Sport. I bought that a few years ago. That was a how fast can I go for cheap purchase for drag racing, sleeper. I've gutted it, taken almost 1,000 pounds out of it. Some basic bolt-ons because it's got the 3.8 liter V6 transverse in the front because it's front wheel drive with supercharger. And I've put pretty minimal performance mods and mostly, well, I mean, Lightning was just as big as anything I did. A pulley, a tune, an intake, a basic downpipe exhaust. It's really kind of set up for drag racing because it's really loud to drive. But anyway, more to come on that. In fact, honestly, I'm kind of bummed. The rain we've had this weekend, that was supposed to be my main project this weekend, and it did not happen. Probably could have drug it in the garage here, but anyway, more coming up in the Buick Regal. I have 2 different options to race it here before the year's out with the turbo kit installed. I should clarify, it's got the supercharger, and I bought a turbo kit from ZZP that I want to put on. The trouble is I got to get it tuned at least once before I really can race it. But Yeah, more to come on that. That'll be around for a while, just because, yeah, it's a fun car. It's pretty cheap to work on. But anyway, let's see. Next one on the list, 2003 Chevy Silverado. This might be, I think so, the first vehicle that's going to get sold. It is a Z71 03 Silverado. It's the pewter color. I think I may have done 1 or 2 videos on that. Not too much really done to that. I think I might have done an intro. Maybe I did some different wheels on it. But that one, yeah, I just, especially with the Ford I have now so clean, I want to hang on that for a little while at least. I really need a, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. I'm missing a vehicle on this list. That's so embarrassing. Let me write it down. 2001 GMC Sierra 2500. I was about to say I really need a 2500 truck for towing, and I just looked down here and said, I forgot a vehicle. Holy cow. That's so embarrassing. Anyway, let's get back to the Silverado in a second. After the Buick, if we're going in order here, I have a 2001 GMC Sierra. I've done like nothing. That's not true. I haven't done nothing with it, but I've owned it a couple of years and I never really drove it. That's the one. It's a 2500. It's a regular cab. It's actually, 2500 HD. Which back in the day meant there was a 2500 and a 2500 HD. So that one was like an old work truck for Castle Rock or something. I can't remember. It's been a while. But I bought that because I wanted to lower a 2500 for towing. Kind of something funky and different. So it's a 2-wheel drive. It's a white truck, regular cab, long bed. I've done a couple videos on the truck itself. And then I shot some videos on lowering it. Well, I mean, the whole thing of that was to tow, like to Bandimere and stuff, and then the Bandimere closed, and that just trucks have been sitting. So I never even finished the lowering. So that's something I gotta get up here soon, because I kind of need that for towing. So anyway, white truck, kind of want to have you not slammed, but lowered look, and then it's still a 2500 that can tow because it'll be lowered properly. So it'll still have full like heavy duty rated suspension. So more to come on that, but it's been a while since I did anything on that truck, but I really need to get that going because I need that thing for towing. So anyway, I was talking about the 03 Silverado. That one's getting sold partially because of the Ford and the truck I just mentioned. I have this 01 GMC. There's not much terribly exciting about the 2003 Silverado. It's pewter, extended cab, 4-wheel drive, short bed. Decent shape. I've done a couple things, mostly stock, but I've used that for towing and some winter driving. I put a transfer case into that one, but I'm going to sell that one coming up here soon pretty cheap. So that is officially the first one that's getting sold. Note that. Next on the list, probably one of the newest videos I've done, 2005 Chevy Cobalt. That is the Phase 5 Cobalt that probably has like 1,000 miles on it since new, 20-year-old car. But that's the one that was done up for drag racing stuff. I've done a couple of videos on that one. That's going to be around for a while. Ultimately, I'm not sure what the plan is for that. Do I run that one for a while? It's got a little bit of hail damage. Or my original intent for purchasing that was engine and transmission going into something else. So we'll see. But there's some new videos up on that one recently. Phase 5 Cobalt makes between 500 and 600 horsepower. Actual GM factory-ish race car from 20 years ago. So that'll be around for a while, or at least the parts will. Next on the list, something else to be sold. I think I did one video on this way back in the day. 2006 Audi A8L. Bought this from a friend a few years ago, just kind of winter beater. It's not really a beater, it's actually pretty nice shape, but it's an Audi and it's got every light on the dash. So unfortunately it's not worth much because it probably needs 10 different things, although it drives great. So anyway, selling that one. Really just got it for the all-wheel drive and winter driving, so nothing too exciting about that, but that one is going to go. Next on the list, now I might as well combine all three of these, or at least the first two. I have a 2008, a 2009, and a 2010 Chevy Cobalt SS, sort of. The 08 and the 09 are true SS LNF cars. The 08 is the one I got from Nebraska a couple years ago. The 09 is the one that I've had for a long time. That's what got me to Cobalts. I thought it was cool that GM came out with a turbocharged, powerful, sporty little small car back in the 2000s. I finally got one bought that car in 14, so I've had it over 10 years. Unfortunately, it does have hail damage. But I think realistically, one of those, either the 08 or the 09 probably will get sold. I'm just going to mark the 08 here, but one of them is going to get sold because, I'll be honest, I bought it because I think I was going to do a Goblin. And this ties into the 2010 Cobalt SS, which I don't even know what year it is. I'm just making up 2010. That's the Pro Front race car. I wanted to do a Goblin build, DF Goblin. If you're familiar with those are like skeleton, Ariel Atom type kit cars based on Chevy Cobalts. I really wanted to do one of those, excuse me, and then I found online years ago now the Pro Front car. So I was like, wow, this thing is so rare, so amazing, so I bought that. And that just pushed the Goblin thing to the side. And then I purchased the 08 Cobalt SS thinking I could take the 08 and the 09 that I've had for a long time and make one good car. Well, it turns out that the 08 wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, so I put some stuff on the 09, but neither one of those cars is really amazing, so it's probably one of those is going to get sold. Got a bunch of parts to put on those too, so we'll see. But, so probably one of those will get sold. And then, yeah, the 2010 is the Pro Front car, so yeah, I mean, that's going to be around just because it's so cool. Probably parts from the 05 Cobalt Phase 5 car are going to go into the 2010. But realistically, I think the 05 will probably want to maybe race it first, see how that goes. But eventually, a lot of stuff's going to go in the 2010 Pro Front car just because it's going to go a lot faster and it's way cooler. So, anyway, three Cobalts, 8, 9, and 10. 2008 and 2009 are almost identical. Both red cars, both LNFs. 2010 is the Pro Front car. I've done videos on that. Check them out if you're interested because that's a totally different animal. Tube chassis, carbon fiber body, GM car from back in 07-ish. But anyway, that's the fleet of Cobalts. Yeah, probably one of those getting sold. Next, unfortunately, another car that I'm going to be selling, the Sonic. Yeah, the white 2013 Chevy Sonic RS. I've done a few videos on that. I have a whole bunch of parts that I can still put on it, but with my newest purchase, the WRX, kind of took the place of that vehicle, so I just need the room. So unfortunately, the Sonic's can get sold. I'm going to list it with all the performance parts on the side, or as is, because I got 2 sets of wheels, I got a whole bunch of stuff. See if I get interest on either one of those. If I don't, I might do maybe another video or two installing all that stuff and then just try to sell it again with it all installed. So, I don't know. We'll see. I could probably buy another Sonic at some point. Maybe a little cleaner one, a little lower mileage. But it was a fun car. I really like that car. But unfortunately, that one getting sold. I do have several videos in that car, like I mentioned. And then we get to the newer ones. These are new purchases in the last handful of years. Well, more than a handful, I guess. 2019 Corvette. The Corvette Grand Sport. Bought that as the last of the C7s. I do not have enough miles on that. It's embarrassing how few miles I have on that. The only thing I've done to that car is I put an intake on it. So, more things I want to do. I wanted to have like one cool high performance newer car, and then like eventually I've kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, I've changed. I used to like driving beaters as dailies, but I want to have a nicer daily just because my commute anyway. So the 19 Corvette, I mean, if I had to sell that for some reason I could, because you can always get another one, but I've had that brand new, it's in great shape. what am I saying? It's new. But anyway, black. Did a couple. Actually, I probably only did 1 or 2 videos on that one. I think I did a comparison because there was a brief period I had the Grand Sport, the 19 Grand Sport, and I also had a 2017 SS1LE. They overlapped for like maybe a year. Very similar cars. So that was one of my like earliest crappy videos. But anyway, the Grand Sport is going to be around. Excuse me, the 19 Grand Sport, that is going to be around for a while because I mean, if I had to sell it, I would. But there's no D2, and I love that car. So anyway, finally, 2024 Subaru WRX. That's actually a purchase here, new in 25, even though it's 24. That's a daily. I wanted all-wheel drive, sporty, manual. Not terribly expensive. There's not many options anymore on that list. I would have preferred a hatchback or a coupe, but I mean, there might be some Audis or something that would fit that, but they'd be so expensive. So, yeah, I also looked at the GR Corolla, but I actually somewhat liked the WRX better for a variety of reasons. I've done a couple videos on that. There's going to be more videos coming up on the Subaru because I want to do simple things. Like, it didn't come with fog lights because I got the base version, so I'm going to probably put some fog lights on, try to do like a very factory install. I want to put a wing on it. I know, a wing. But I think it'll look cool. I've already done wheels and exhaust and kind of an intro so far. So the WRX will be around for a while. Now, I can't believe I forgot a vehicle. That's ridiculous. But let's add them up because I thought I knew how many I had here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ha! It's kind of embarrassing to admit. If my math is right, I have 17 cars here, which means I own 17 cars. And 4 of them I'm trying to sell. I'm not looking to buy anything for a while. But yeah, let's get her down to 13, and then maybe we'll go from there. Gosh, is that true? Yeah, oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's the fleet. That is top to bottom, oldest to newest, everything I have currently. Everything technically runs. I would say the GMC Suburban runs very poorly, so that's a parts vehicle, but it does run. The ProFront Cobalt has a stock engine in it currently, but that does run, not for its intent. But yeah, everything kind of works, but yeah, we're trying to get rid of some of the stuff so we can better, we have more room and work on what we have. And then, yeah, more to come, but I've never done this before, just gone through, and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, this is really what I own. But anyway, this is a different video for me. I've never sat down, and I think I've done this all in one take, so we'll see how this turns out. But I've never just sat down and talked in front of a camera like this continuously. I've gotten more comfortable talking in front of a camera. I remember when I first started these, it was so weird. I was holding the camera down below. I was like looking at my nose, kind of. Then I realized you got to hold it up high. But anyway, that's what this video is going to be. It's just a breakdown of all the cars. More to come on quite a few of these, and actually pretty soon. It is pouring rain right now, and if this rain ever breaks, anyway, I mean, I have garage space, but this garage is almost like little storage units, the way it's set up, so it's kind of tight to work on vehicles and doesn't have a tall ceiling. So I have space here. I need to utilize that. I need to utilize this winter, because that's one thing I've struggled with, is how to do wrenching stuff in the winter. I've occasionally done things outside, but it gets so cold up here, obviously in Colorado, and snow. But I can't not do stuff, so probably utilizing the space more this coming winter. But that being said, I think that's going to be it for now. 17 cars. Anybody want to buy one? Got a few for sale. And yeah, I think that's it for now. So next video will hopefully be not me just blabbering in front of camera. I've had too many of those. So at this point now, I'm just going to say thanks for watching. And actually, thanks for watching for all my videos. And I appreciate this one. And we'll see you in the next one.